What's up, world? It's your boy Big G sitting back with my boy Tate. And man, we was having a conversation, one of them know-it-all conversations we have. And I said, Tate, man, it's getting closer and closer to that mock draft. So it's time to do a 2.0 version of the mock draft for the Know-It-Alls podcast for Steeler Nation. But before we get into the mock draft, man, can you just like and subscribe us with the Know-It-Alls podcast and all the other information that we bring with my boy Mob, my boy Tate, and your boy Big G. Man, please like us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter as we bring you more and more information and more content. But the content tonight is about the Steelers mock draft 2.0. We're going to talk about picks 17, picks 32, and picks number 49 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And remember, this is our 2.0 version. Check our version that we posted already on the line, but this one we're going to go a little bit deeper and a little bit better. So, man, I'm going to throw it up to my boy Tate, man. We ran a simulator through a PFF simulator that's out there so we could sort of have the same pool and the same pick. Tate's going to run one. I'm going to run another one. He's going to tell you who he picked at 17. We're going to flip back to me picking at 17, 32, and et cetera and so on. So, Tate, I'm tossing it up to you, man. Tell me what's going on at 17 for the pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey, man, PFN is the simulator we're using, Pro Football Network.
Yeah.
Not PFF. But at number 17, man, I was able to draft Joey Porter Jr. I'm happy with that pick. The Steelers want to shut down corner. I think it's a real important part of picking up Patrick Peterson is what he can bring to the young guys in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got Patrick Peterson for his play, one, and for two, for his leadership and the ability to pass on all of his good habits and training techniques and just things he's learned over the years being a top flight elite corner. Like I said, I think Patrick Peterson is a top 10 cornerback of all time. So I think they would take Joey Porter if he's here and just put him under the tutelage and grooming of Patrick Peterson. So I got Joey Porter at 17.
I feel you, man. When I ran my simulator, man, Porter wasn't available. And you know what else wasn't available? And it sort of hurt my heart.
None of the linemen.
No, the top three was gone. So I was like, I had to look around, look and see. And I said, oh, what do we do? I go back to the pick that I've been saying all along that I want the Pittsburgh Steelers to draft. Michael Mayer, tight end, University of Notre Dame. I think Mayer at the 12 personnel with Pittsburgh will give us a whole nother facet as far as an offensive team, because I don't like us at 17 not being able to get a top 3 offensive lineman or a top 3 cornerback. So if that's the case, I got to get Pickett another weapon. Who other else to fill that shoes than Mayer, the tight end for Notre Dame? So that was my 17th pick, man, in my mock draft. Tate, I'm flipping it back to you for pick number 32. Talk to me, man. What's going on?
Well, I'm sitting here looking at pick 32, and in my mock draft, Michael Mayer is available at pick 32, but so is Trenton Simpson, and so is Darnell Washington. So I like all three of those players, but when it comes down to the tight end, at this point, at pick 32, even though Mayer is available, I like him and the potential of him, Mayer and Freiermuth together. I think that's two really good, both flexible tight ends, both in line, can flex out. Not the greatest blockers. I think Mayer's a little better blocker than Freiermuth right now. But man, the upside, 6'7", 265. Darnell Washington, that catch radius for Kenny Pickett, that extra tackle on the field in the run game. It's tough. I like the versatility and explosiveness that Trenton Simpson would bring to a defense, but at this point I can't pass up Michael Mayer. We got our corner. Now let's get another tight end with high upside, great blocking, and we'll go there. So yeah, I took Darnell Washington at pick 32.
Great pick, man. I like that. I like Washington. And we've heard me say before on the Know-It-Alls podcast, and make sure you check our episode off for this last week. It was Off the Hook. But I said you can't go wrong with any Georgia Bulldog, man. Any of the top 5 Georgia Bulldogs fits the gritty griminess we got going on in Steeler Nation, man. But at my pick 32, man, I had a couple of different guys available. I had that Trenton Simpson guy. I had Jack Campbell, the linebacker at Iowa. I was looking real hard at him. I saw Sanders, the linebacker from the University of Arkansas, and I was like, ooh. But, man, there was offensive tackle DeJuan Jones was available from Ohio State, man. And I'm like, listen, I got a tight end. Now let's get a right tackle, 6'7", 345 pounds, that can do everything for Pittsburgh Steeler Nation. So I'm like, okay, we really wouldn't solidify the offense for the Steelers. So I would love to get a defensive player at 32, but there's no way in the world I can turn DeJuan Jones down, man. So let's bring Jones in and slide him in at that right tackle for Steeler Nation and solidify us for the next 10 years moving forward with the offense. What you think about that pick, Tate?
Man, I like that pick, man. I mean, DeJuan Jones wasn't available when I drafted at 32. So, he wasn't an option. I gave you my best option was Mayer, Simpson, and Washington.
Yeah.
So I went with Washington because it's kind of like the best of both worlds. He's an extra piece, and he's an extra legit run blocker and pass protector. If you want to keep him in, if you go 12 personnel and keep him in as an extra blocker. So I like that. But I like DeJuan Jones. I would have been looking at DeJuan Jones if he was available, but he wasn't.
Yeah, for
Great
sure,
pick.
for sure.
He can come in, compete with Dan Moore, maybe take over the job as a rookie.
Yeah, starter.
I think Chooks is playing well, but I think Dan Moore is on his rookie contract after this year. I think you could potentially let Chooks go, save quite a bit of money, and move Dan Moore to right tackle.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And like I said, DeJuan Jones, he's going to protect Kenny Pickett, man. There's no defensive end or defensive lineman or outside linebacker that's really going to get past him. He's a mauler. So you just seen the Bengals pick up a guy in Orlando Brown that this guy's a little bit bigger than him as far as the stretch radius. So he ain't nobody getting by him, man. And that's why I like.
I think his challenge would be with speed rushers, not so much power rushers, but guys that can get into his chest and spin off of him. But yeah, if he just gets to set in pass protection and just kick step and drop back and just keep the guy in front of him, I think he can do that. It'll be very good. And we know it'll be good in the run game with all that size and power.
For sure, for sure. Well, now we're at that golden pick, that 49 pick that can make all the difference in the world for this draft, because I think both of us right now have an A or A+ draft. So let's see what happens at 49 for you, Tate. Hit me with your pick, bro.
I'm undecided right now. I'm still on here. I'm telling you what I have available. I have Drew Sanders and Jack Campbell available. So the three I'm looking at: Drew Sanders, Jack Campbell, and Keon White. Keon White, 6'4", 285. I think we need something on the D line. I mean, I like our pickups at linebacker. With Holcomb from the Commanders. And what's the guy's name from the Dolphins?
His name just went by me. I know linebacker. We just
his name is like Eleanor, first name. Can't remember his last name, but I like that guy. And I think we got Mark Robinson at linebacker, the rookie 7th round pick last year from Ole Miss, who played
well.
He played well when he got his opportunity, but he still has a lot to learn. But he's a down here player. He's a thumper. He's fast. I think once he learns a little more, he'll be better than he was before. And I like the addition of Keanu Neal, who can come down in the box and played linebacker at Dallas 2 years ago. Played linebacker.
Yeah, definitely.
So with that being the case, with those four being, well, three for sure, and then 3.5 you count Keanu Neal in the room, I'm going to go with Keon White, man, from Georgia Tech.
Wow. Great. I like him.
Yeah, so we got Joey Porter on defense in my draft. We got Darnell Washington tight end, and we got Keon White.
Hey, man, that's looking A-ish to me, man, for the Pittsburgh Steeler Nation, man. Hey, so but for my draft, man, at 49, I got to go defense. This is what I got available. I got Maisie Smith, defensive tackle, University of Michigan. Ika, defensive tackle, Baylor. I got edge rusher, Kiana White, Georgia Tech. Edge rusher, Andre Carter, Army. Linebackers, Jack Campbell and Noel Sewell. Jack Campbell from Iowa, Noel Sewell from Oregon. And my favorite cornerback that I love through this whole draft process is Julius Brents from Kansas State University. So I got to ask myself, if I'm the Steelers, right, and I'm looking at what Omar Khan is doing and how he's trying to build a bully in Pittsburgh, who's going to fit the position the best? Do I get the big-time corner that's just big and linky and can lock it down, or do I get the defensive line presence moving forward? Man, I'm a Buckeye till I die, but I got to take Maisie Smith, man, at that pick at number 49. Maisie Smith is a grinder, gritty player that locked Michigan down on defense. You know, people talked about those two edge rushers they had with Hutch and all whatever else, but that kid Maisie Smith is dangerous playing that nose tackle, and he could definitely come in for us and do some stuff.
He's the strongest player in the draft. Yeah, literally, the strongest player. The bench press rep, 225, I think, like 34 times, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And I think him coming in at the 3-4 and playing that 2 technique, sometimes 3 technique, shade outside left or right, and just because you got to double team him every time. And if you don't double team him, he's getting to the quarterback. And when he gets there, he's going to get there with purpose. He just ain't going to flush the quarterback and make him run left or right. He can actually get there and sack the quarterback. Go back and check out the film. So I like Maisie Smith with my 49th pick, man, for the Pittsburgh Steelers mock draft. Tate, if I give your draft a grade, I've been saying all along I'm giving it an A. What grade you give me with my draft, man?
Well, we get Michael Mayer, DeJuan Jones, and Maisie Smith.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that fills a lot of needs. I mean, so it's a weapon for Kenny Pickett. It's protection for Kenny Pickett with your first 2 picks. And then we get a much needed help on the D line. We just need to add youth there. I mean, we kind of went the same way. Mm-hmm. I mean, I got the cornerback we needed.
Yeah.
And then I got the tight end, which is a weapon and protection with Darnell Washington.
Yeah. And
then I got defensive line help. Not nose, but defensive end. And can play the 5 technique.
Yep.
So I like both our drafts. If we got any combination of those drafts, any combination of those 6 players, I would be happy and I would give it an A.
Hey, so Tate, man, I'm loving the grades that you gave both of us with A's, man. And like I said, like how you said, any combination of the 6, man, we winning in Pittsburgh Steelers Nation. But the thing is, man, the point that just makes it so well and so good about what's going on is that we might not see an ever again where the Steelers got 17, 32, and 48. I think this draft puts us into position to where we move in to become the bully of the AFC North, of what we've been talking all along, and puts us in position to start bringing back home the title of AFC North champions for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's how I'm feeling. I feel both of us with an A grade, and let's move forward with Steeler Nation. Hey, so as we get up out of here, Tate, you got any last closing thoughts or anything you want to say before we close out?
Yeah, just to get it correct, 17, 32, and 49.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. We haven't had this three picks in the top 50.
Yeah.
I mean, we lucky to have 1 pick in the top 50. Because a lot of times when you're picking towards the bottom of the first round, which we have been because we've been traditionally a good team, then your next pick is in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 picks in the top 50. So I think that's huge for this organization. Omar Khan is doing his thing thus far as the new GM. I like Andy Wild's input on it. Bring that Pittsburgh Steeler type character player with that physical mentality and that tough pedigree. I like what they're doing. This is Coach Tomlin's the cook. They putting all these different ingredients in the pot, and they're gonna make some good home cooking this year, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're getting that black and yellow stirred up and ready to go. Hey, but before we get up out of here, we want to just ask you again, please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe us on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitch, and on Twitter. You guys, we are growing as a channel. We're doing some fabulous and outstanding things, but we wouldn't be able to do any of it if we didn't have people like you guys in the KnoitAllZ Nation that supports us and brings us home with all the content that we're reading with sports and culture. So for your boy Big G and my dude Tate and my main man Mod, as we kick it, let's go and let's go Steelers. Peace.